Sonic runs a lot. Let's spend too long looking at minor differences in these running animations over the years and go slightly insane. Before we go in good and proper, I'm going to be looking at the mainline games, or at least what I judge to be mainline, so no Sonic Shuffle here or anything. Also, I won't be talking about the 8-bit games. Let's start with Sonic. The first one. This running animation is great. He starts out at a light jog, bobbing up and down, showing the effort he's putting in until he reaches a comfortable speed. He flattens out and brings his arms in, legs looping in a circle seamlessly. This run cycle nails it out the park on the first go, while not quite as stream or as fancy as some later animations, where he leans forward and throws his arms out back. It gets the job done nicely. It shows his speed well, with the blur on his feet, and how he's more comfortable coasting at the higher speeds. The animation is the same in both Sonic 2 and 3, except with the sprite change, so there's not really much point talking about them. CD, however, continues its train of being the same as the other classic games, but slightly worse in every conceivable way. The sprite is from Sonic 1, so it's the worst version of the sprite, and the bobbing up and down from him building up speed is gone. Now he's just kind of shaking his head like he's really angry or disapproving or something. I don't know why this was removed. And then the bobbing was put back in place in Sonic 3. I know CD was made by a different dev team, but I don't get why it's removed in the first place. Sonic R, my man Bob's. Bro is so cute! He's jamming along to the goated music as he's running along! There's not really much to add here. It's the first 3D Sonic running animation, unless Sonic Jam came out first, and I honestly can't be bothered to check. It's alright. Not great, but, you know, for a first try, it's alright. It looks a little goofy, but all of Sonic R is goofy, so in my opinion, it just adds to the charm. Adventure, as always, the GOAT. The way his jog bounce is back and seamlessly transitions into the more comfortable run. Peak! They even add blur and squash and stretch over the shoes when he's going at his maximum speed to sell it even more. Again, similarly to the Sonic R animation, I can't really add much to see it. What you see is what you get. Just a guy that loves adventure. 2 has bad running animation. Let's see what I did there. Oh god, kill me. Adventure 2 looks at CD's homework and sees that it took the classic formula and made it worse in every conceivable way and went, I want to do that. The slow speed looks goofy, but not in a charming kind of Sonic R way. And the top speed, well, the top speed looks like this. He moves too fast. The too fast look is not good. He continues the bob at the high speeds as well, and that leads to the top speed sections of the game looking like he's overdosed on something, is having some form of horrific seizure. Heroes is better. He swings his arms from side to side the whole time, never dipping down into a high-speed run, throwing his arms back, but it's better than SA2, that's for sure. Sonic Goat 6. Great animation. It can be a little goofy. You know, my guy throws his hands right out, his quills even move with his movements. Even the build-up for the full-speed run is good. Not to mention 06 also has the best jumping animation, apart from Unleashed, and goated idle animations. During top speed of the max segments, he leans forward more, pushes his arms back and turns his hands flat. It's so good! Sonic and the Secret Rings have the exact same problem in the animation department as SA2. It's too fast. Other than that, it's aight. Before we move on, I want to talk about Black Knight. It's the same as the Secret Rings one, but for the most part, fixes the animation playing too fast, and my guy has a sword, so, I mean, it's automatically the best one. Unleashed really is that guy. This is one of the best running animations out there, in my opinion, but not the best, and I'll get onto why in a minute. The build-up is nice and the boost animation is great, but I prefer the non-boosting animation in every game after this for one simple reason. This bitch in Unleashed makes his fists when not boosting. Going to colours, it at least got one thing right, which was his hands being open when not boosting, therefore making this animation better in every way. Open hand non-boosting running clears, and that's a fact. I think the Generations is the same as the Unleashed one, only he keeps his hand open when he's not boosting, so it wins the award for best running animation. The classic Sonic animation is fine too, I guess. Nothing special, but a really good transition of the classic animation in a 3D space. Lost World is kinda gross. It brings back the figure 8 run from CD, which I've only just realised I've forgotten to talk about. It's good in 2D, but it looks dumb in 3D. In Lost World, at top speed, he does this, which I see a lot of people loving. It's alright, it shows he's going at full power well, but I don't really like whatever's happening with the coils. Ugh. Sonic Forces and Sonic Frontiers use the same animations, so I'm going to talk about the Frontiers version, because you can see them no clearly, due to there being no boost effect. The normal run looks fine. I don't really like how upright he is, it makes the whole thing look slower, but it's pretty good. In Frontiers, I like how he puts one of his arms down when he's turning in a direction sharply, and due to the no boost aura, we can see what his boost animation looks like without being obscured of vision, and it looks great! He leans a lot further forward and he speeds up his leg movement significantly. This is probably up there next to Gens for me. Anyway, the blue runs fast. Goodbye.